Hey everyone, I'm Luke, and today I'm going to be playing through Beautiful on the piano, and I'll be playing in the key of E today. And if you wait till the end of the video, I'll break down some of the more complex parts of the song as well as simplify them for you as well. So let's play through the song though first as it was originally recorded.
Come and recall the things He has done. More than the healing, I want the healing.
Let's start off with the intro of the song, which then also serves as the outro at the end of the song. But basically what this intro line is playing on the piano is just, it's mimicking the melody of the chorus with your right hand, and then you're just playing basically the chorus chords with simple inversions on your left hand. And so this is kind of what that sounds like. Then it kind of simplifies the melody towards the back half. And you go into verse 1. And so a simpler way that you could play that potentially is to take maybe take half of the notes out on your right hand that you're playing, so you're not having to move as much and think as much. And then I would just, instead of playing a different melody on the second half of that intro, I would just play the exact same notes as I played in the first half. So here's what I mean by that. I would start off like this. And then just play that melody again with your right hand while you continue the progression with your left hand. That way you can still give the song a little bit of life and a little bit of a lift at the beginning of the song, so that something's happening, but you're not having to play every single note and think about hitting all of the first half of it and the second half of it, which has a slightly different melody than the first half of it. So that's one way that you could simplify it. Of course, you could just cut it out and play the chords as well, or play diamonds instead. Another part of the song that's a little tricky to play would be this little turnaround piano line that plays at the end of verse 2 and then goes into the second chorus. And so I'll show you what that is that I'm playing. You'll play, with your left hand, you'll play an A inversion with your pinky on the A and your thumb on the E. And then on your right hand, you'll start with your thumb on the C sharp and your pinky on the A. You'll play all of those notes together at first, and then you're gonna play a bunch of single notes and kind of do a walk down and then a walk back up. And so I'll tell you what those notes are, and then I'll play it slowly for you. But those notes you play are that C sharp and that A, and then G sharp and E, a C sharp and A, and then the A and the E with your left hand is the only thing you play with your left hand. And then you'll kind of walk back up with a B and an E. So I'll play that slowed down for you so that you can see it in the right order and timing. So this is what that sounds like. Again for you. A little faster. And then into chorus 2. On the chorus, you're playing a lot of different stuff, really. It's a little complex knowing when you're playing octaves with your left hand, and then when you're switching to inversions. Obviously, you can see in the playthrough how that's played. But yeah, you're kind of going back and forth between octaves and inversions at different points of the chorus. It's a little confusing. If you want to simplify that with your left hand, you could just play octaves the whole time. Honestly, it almost sounds better that way. Not necessarily, but it works just fine if you just want to play octaves the whole time with your left hand to keep it simple, so you're not having to think about going back and forth. With your right hand, you're playing a lot of octaves as well. In fact, I think that's really all you play in the chorus is octaves. If you wanted to simplify the right hand part of it, you could just play one of the notes of the octave instead of having to focus on keeping that that octave going if octaves isn't a strength of yours with your right hand. I know that's octaves is something that gets played a lot on this record, but, and so you could just play, I would probably, if you were gonna not play the octaves and play a single note, I would probably drop the higher note and just play the lower note. Sometimes it makes sense to play the higher note if you're gonna cut the octave. Sometimes it makes sense to do the lower note. I think here in this song, it fits to just play the lower note. And so what it would look like to simplify that with an octave here, and then just one finger here would sound like this. So that's how you could play that. Of course, you could play a combination of a simplified version and the original if you want, but you can figure out how you want to do that. When you get to the bridge of this song, there's kind of a lot going on there as well. And so obviously you can see what notes are being played in the playthrough from just a minute ago. But if you wanted to simplify that, I wanted to show you some inversions that you could play to make it simple, but then also kind of show you how you could try it to build on that as well. Because there's 3 different bridges and you're starting down and you're getting a lot bigger. So trying to have some dynamic range is really good. And so the first bridge, the down bridge, is actually really pretty simple. You're kind of just playing inversions with your left hand. You're playing 2-note inversions. So for a B, you're playing B and F sharp. And then with your right hand, you just play what would be the 3rd note in that full chord, which is this C sharp or D sharp here. But you play it with your right hand instead. So it gives it kind of some space. And then same thing for the C sharp minor. And the A. So you could play that the first time through the bridge. And then the second time through the bridge, you could just add a little bit of movement to that note. It's really similar what it does in the original recording. So you're giving a little bit of movement. And then in the final bridge is when you could switch to, I guess what you could call inversions with your left hand. And honestly, I would probably mostly just stick with this B and this E note, largely. Maybe go down to a D sharp there. You have no equal who on earth compares. And just try to get some movement going instead of just playing stale chords. Could add a little variation as you get later in that bridge. And then go into that chorus. You could throw that piano line I threw in or not, but I think that's a good way that you could play that simply, but also have a little bit of dynamic range as well. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope that it helps you as you're learning the song Beautiful on the piano.